A stranger told me to stop hobbling, but I'm actually disabled. I live in NYC, also known as the city where everyone is constantly in a rush, and this isn't the first time something like this has happened to me, but it definitely is the one that hurt the most. 2 years ago, I got hit by a car, which was a pretty bad accident, and I have been recovering ever since. I go to physical therapy twice a week and have been slowly getting better, but recovery is a long process, and I'm just grateful to be at the point I am at now. I used to have to wheel myself around everywhere in a wheelchair and have since worked my way up to using a cane, and now I don't even need a cane for short trips. I can get around, but it takes me some time and I get tired quickly. Anyways, the other day, I was on my way to meet my friend up at a coffee shop the neighborhood over from my house and decided to take the bus, since it's easier and less stairs than getting on the subway. I waited on the avenue, and when the bus came, I was trying to get on but was struggling to lift myself up a little bit, so the bus driver did the whole shebang of it and offered to get the bus lower with the accessibility ramp and lowering the front door so that I could get on easier. If you don't know a thing or two about how this works, it takes about a minute or two for the ramp to be extended and lowered to the floor, and then another minute to fold back up once the customer boards the bus. As I was walking up the ramp and getting ready to pay my fare with the driver, I saw an older lady sitting right in the front with a stank face looking at me while murmuring something under her breath and shaking her head. I decided to ignore this because I didn't want this small interaction to get to my head. I wanted to have a good day, but as I started moving towards a free seat in the middle of the bus, I noticed the driver was still not moving the bus because he was waiting for me to take a seat, as he probably was a decent human being and did not want me to take a tumble. I gave him a smile through the rearview mirror when this bum of an old hag that gave me the stank eye in the first place decided to speak up. She said, "Hobble faster, lady, I got places to be and don't need you to hold this bus up any longer." I was too stunned to speak and was starting to choke up because that really made me feel upset. I just looked around to see if anyone else heard her, but everyone either had their AirPods in or was scrolling on their phone without making any sort of notion to imply that they heard what this lady just said to me. Once I finally sat down in an open seat a few seats behind this lady, she turned around and again mumbled under her breath, "Everyone on this bus has you to thank for being late today." I was genuinely at a loss of words. I mean, how rude can you possibly be? I spoke up at this point and told her that I was recovering from an accident, and if she is always this rude to people when she is inconvenienced, and she pretended not to hear me. I didn't want to be a Karen and cause a scene on this bus because I knew it would just make my day worse than it already was, but I couldn't help stop tears from running down my face. I was nervous about the commentary I would hear from her when it would be my time to get off the bus, but thankfully, I saw her push the stop request button for the next stop. The worst part of this is that when her stop came, she also trudged to the front of the bus super slowly and made the bus driver extend the disability ramp for her to get off. I couldn't believe it. From her complaints and rudeness to her just being a hypocrite, I realized that she must just be an older woman who absolutely hates her miserable life and everything about it, and that selfishly made me feel a little better about the whole interaction.